In the taxi industry, power did not announce itself. It moved quietly, like a shadow stretching across the road at sunset. It lived in the hum of engines, in the unspoken agreements at taxi ranks, in the eyes of men who had seen too much and said too little. And somewhere within that world, hidden in plain sight, was Nkosi. People knew him as a driver. Nothing more. He drove his taxi the same way every day, steady hands, calm eyes, no unnecessary words. He did not fight over passengers. He did not argue over routes. He did not chase money the way the others did. To most, he looked like a man who had accepted his place. But that was the first mistake people made about Nkosi. He had not accepted anything. He was waiting. By the time the sun disappeared and the city lights flickered awake, Nkosi's world began to change. The same hands that gripped the steering wheel with patience now moved with precision. The same eyes that calmly watched traffic now studied people, measuring them, weighing them, deciding. Nkosi was not just a driver. He was a problem solver. And in this industry, problems were not discussed. They were removed. The Como family controlled everything. Their taxes dominated the routes, their drivers filled the ranks, and their name carried a weight that most men would never dare challenge. If you operated in their territory, you followed their rules, or you vanished quietly, like a story no one wanted to remember. Nkosi worked for them. But not in the way others did. Where most men served out of fear or loyalty, Nkosi served with purpose. Every job he took, every order he followed, every person he eliminated, it all meant something to him, even if no one else could see it. He was building something. Piece by piece. Silently. One night, parked in the darkness beyond the edge of a busy road, Nkosi sat inside his taxi with the engine off. The air was still, heavy with anticipation. Beside him, a man shifted uncomfortably. "You ever think about doing something else?" the man asked, trying to break the silence. Nkosi didn't answer immediately. His eyes remained fixed ahead, watching the road as if it might speak to him. "Talking too much makes you careless," Nkosi said finally. The man laughed softly, but there was tension in it. "I'm just saying, this job? It's small. The guy we're waiting for, is nothing." Nkosi turned his head slowly, his gaze sharp enough to silence any further words. "Small things grow," he said. "And when they do, they don't ask for permission." After that, neither of them spoke again. When the headlights appeared in the distance, Nkosi was already moving. There was no rush in him. No hesitation. Just a quiet certainty. The man they were waiting for never had time to understand what was happening. One moment he was walking, the next he was gone, his life erased as cleanly as if it had never existed. Nkosi did not look back. He never did. What separated Nkosi from other men like him was not the violence. It was the control. He did not enjoy killing. But he understood it. And more importantly, he knew when it was necessary. Yet beneath all of that, hidden deeper than even his enemies could see, Nkosi carried something dangerous. A dream. He did not want to spend his life driving someone else's taxi. He did not want to remain a weapon in another man's hand. Nkosi wanted control. Routes that answered to him. Drivers who moved when he spoke. An empire built not on noise, but on precision. He wanted to rise. And he was willing to do it slowly. The complication in his life did not come from enemies. It came from her. Thembi Como. She entered his world without force, without warning, and without fear. The first time she stepped into his taxi, she did not recognize him for what he was. To her, he was just another driver, quiet, observant, forgettable. But Nkosi noticed her immediately. Not because she was the daughter of a powerful man, but because she was different. She carried herself with thought, not arrogance. She spoke with purpose, not noise. Where others demanded attention, she seemed to understand the value of restraint. That was something Nkosi respected. Their conversations were simple at first. Short sentences. Careful words. Observations that meant more than they appeared to. "You don't talk much," she said once, watching him through the reflection of the window. "Most things don't need words," Nkosi replied. She studied him for a moment, as if trying to solve something. "And the things that do?" Nkosi allowed himself the smallest hint of a smile. "Those are the dangerous ones." What neither of them said out loud was the truth forming quietly between them. They understood each other. And in a world built on deception and power, that kind of understanding was rare. And dangerous. But while something quiet grew between Nkosi and Thembi, something far more volatile was growing elsewhere. Como's son lived loudly. When Nkosi moved in silence, the sun made sure the world saw him. Expensive clothes, crowded clubs, flashing lights, he wore power like it was something to be displayed, not earned. But beneath that image was something unstable. Something hungry. He watched Nkosi closely. Closer than anyone realized. And what he saw, he did not like. To him, Nkosi was a threat. Not because of what he had, but because of what he could become. One night, standing across from his father, the son finally spoke what had been building inside him. "You trust him too much," he said, his voice tight with frustration. His father did not react immediately. He simply took a slow sip from his glass, his expression unreadable. "I trust results," he said calmly. "He's nothing," the son insisted. "Just a driver." The older man looked at him then, his gaze steady and heavy. "Men who appear to be nothing," he said quietly, "are often the ones you should watch the most." The son said nothing after that. But in his silence, something darker took shape. Resentment, jealousy, and the beginning of something far more dangerous. Later that night, Nkosi sat alone in his taxi once again. The city had gone quiet, but his mind had not. He stared out at the empty road, his thoughts moving far ahead of where he was. Planning, calculating, waiting. His phone vibrated softly in his hand. A message. From Thembi. "You're not who you pretend to be." Nkosi read the words more than once. Then, slowly, he replied. "Neither are you." Somewhere across the city, the son stood watching the skyline, his expression cold and focused. In his mind, a decision had already been made. Nkosi was not just a driver. And that meant he had to go. But what none of them knew, not Thembi, not the son, not even Mr. Como himself, was that Nkosi's story did not begin here. It began in blood, in betrayal, in a past buried so deeply that even the name he carried was not the one he was born with. And as the city slept, that past began to move, slowly, quietly, like a storm waiting for the right moment to break.